everything is easy before you start it. Becomes extremely hard after you start
After
it.
you started.
And then it slowly becomes easy
Yeah.
as you get more practice, more experience, more exposure to it.
So it's like 0 to 1 is difficult, but 1 to 100 is kind of easy.
If you are choosing something because other thing is hard, you are making a wrong decision. So resume gives you like attention, but resume will not give you job.
I got a lot of opportunities just because I started creating content. Eventually, I connect with people like you when I start creating content.
The only role that completely vanished from the industry is lift operator.
So it's like jack of all trades and master of few.
Jack of all trades, master of none is also good. There are two words which I use most is why and it depends.
Okay. So I think, sir, the answer to why is because these people really don't want to get into the hardcore technical roles. Every year, companies are investing close to $740 billion or something in
Right.
AI maturity, in compute, in GPU setup. Right? Barely they are making $50 billion of revenue, and they are burning around $17 billion every year.
Right.
So this is the statistic combined of every top AI company we're talking about: Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, Gemini, and all.
Right.
So how do you look at it? What do you think is the future of it? Are we too optimistic about AI, or is it a bubble which is going to burst in some days?
I believe that enterprises will move towards small language models, SLMs, or open weight models, breaking that bubble and creating a huge economic downfall.
That AI is not here to replace the humans, but AI is to make humans superhumans.
Right.
Shared on Instagram, asked people that I'm hiring for this profile. If you would like, you can reply me. So one boy came, so I was like, what skills do you have? So he was like, I have all those skills which AI can do. I think automating your operational workflow is something that companies will definitely pay for.
Just identify one niche problem that you can solve well and build in public.
Yeah, build.
So my guidance to young folks is like, don't take anything at face value when they listen or hear on internet. Right? Apply your own judgment, and judgment is going to be extremely valuable skill. Right? I think we cannot go back to a world where AI doesn't exist.
Obviously, your balanced approach of looking at things is what makes many things clear. All right, sir. What do you think about the current status of AI in the market? आपको क्या लगता है? Where are we standing today in this space, and what can we expect in the next 1 or 2 years? क्योंकि AGI के अराउंड बहुत बातें होती है. It is also told that lot of companies have AGI with them, like Anthropic and all, and governments उसको ban भी कर रही है. If you have seen the recent news about Fableify, do you think it's really a hype, and what is the current status of AI in the market?
Right. So first of all, I don't believe we are anywhere closer to AGI.
Okay.
हम AI को अभी कुछ benchmarks के against measure करते हैं, right?
Okay.
Those benchmarks are very specific and targeted. If somebody meets a certain benchmark in test, doesn't mean AI can independently do that activity without
Yeah.
human intervention.
Yeah.
Whereas AGI is, based on how you define it, is a completely different goal, right? It says that AI need to be equivalent or better to a human expert in a particular field.
Yeah.
I don't think we are anywhere closer to AGI. How much time it will take to reach AGI, or will we ever reach AGI? It's very hard to tell, but we are nowhere closer as of today. Based on where we are in terms of AI in the journey, right? I believe like AI is a journey which closely maps to ADAS in
Yeah.
cars, right?
Yeah.
The first level is level 0, where you don't
Yeah.
have any AI, right? You are not using AI, or you do, then first level comes where you get little bit of cruise control, maybe. Second, where you can get collision detection, lane assist. Third, where you get automated parking. Fifth, where the car can drive autonomously but still have controls like steering wheels, gears, where human can intervene. And the last stage will be there will be no controls for human, and AI can completely drive the car, right? Which is completely autonomous or ADAS. I think AI has similar levels,
Yeah.
right? If you think about before ChatGPT, or probably even before 2 years, like most of the companies were not using AI at all. After that, we started using some Copilot for a very limited task
Yeah.
to get assisted on a particular task. Then we started implementing agents to complete a particular task end to end,
Yeah.
right? After that, we started looking at how multiple agents can come in to complete a domain workflow together. Next stage will be like how we can have AI doing cross-functional activities
Yeah.
with fleet of agents or like a
So
hierarchy
like
of
a
agents.
multi-agent workflow.
Right.
Even. Yeah.
Not even multi-agent, multi-tier agentic system,
Yeah.
right?
So we essentially call it as AI orchestration. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have already started on AI orchestration.
Yeah.
When we started getting multiple agents together, we are still
Yeah.
talking about how agent can get data through MCP
Yeah.
or how agent-to-agent protocol can work
Yeah.
to keep them sync.
Yeah.
But that system needs to evolve from one smaller team to group of teams
Yes.
to entire business unit or to cross-functional units to entire company,
Yeah.
right? And I believe it needs to follow that ADAS journey that I was talking about.
Yeah.
If I have to look at current state, most of the industries around level 2 or level 3,
Okay.
where they are implementing team level agentic orchestrations right now,
Yeah.
or they have started doing some cross-functional agentic systems, right? They are at start of that. Even though a lot of companies are doing a lot of marketing stuff around they being AI native, I believe there is still a long way to go where anybody can really be AI native. And when I say AI native, I envision a company where they have entire their organizational knowledge codified, which AI can read in terms of context. It can read in terms of patterns on how previous decisions were taken, and can automatically take a lot of these decisions or assist
Yes.
the decision makers in 360-degree way, right, to take those decisions. But to be frank, it's very hard to say what AI native really look like.
Yeah.
So if you think about previous technological evaluations, right, when internet came in, nobody knew what native internet company means, right, at the start. Those native internet companies evolved much later in the game after 5 years, 6 years, 8 years. Think about mobile.
Yeah.
When mobile came, nobody knew like what mobile native means, right? Everybody started putting their websites onto mobiles, and then we came more like over mobile native apps and stuff like that. So similarly, it's very hard to define what AI native means today,
Yeah.
because we are still comparatively new in AI journey. But I think in few years that picture will evolve, and
Yeah.
and anyone who cracks that first will have tremendous advantage.
Absolutely. So, sir, I believe that AI is nothing but a better form of communication. Like because of that, people are getting smarter day by day. They are having more information access. Because earlier, during your time, when you were teenagers, and at that time, information was a scarce. At that time, people didn't had a very easy access to information, and that so the people who really had information were getting a lot of opportunities. But in today's world, information is available just a chat GPT message away,
Right.
and you will have the same information access as the Mukesh Ambani's son has, right? So this clearly shows that we need to increase the speed of our execution, because that is going to be the most important thing now, because since information is with everyone, just building a product with that information is not enough, right? You need the execution skills as well. So how can one build that? If a student who is just graduating out of college in the in the final year of college, and really wants to do something of his own, then how can he first find the product market fit and then execute on his idea?
There's a lot to be unpacked in that question, right? I will start from the first piece where you talk about mobile and internet were really those technological trends
Yeah.
which made information more ubiquitously available,
Yeah.
right? I think AI is slightly different.
Okay.
It's not making the distribution easy, like
Yeah.
information distribution easy, but it makes finding the right information to make a decision easy, right? But still, decision making is a uniquely human skill,
Yeah.
right? So when we talk about founders or new students, right, they should not feel afraid when they get compared with somebody with like years of knowledge,
Yeah.
right? Years of knowledge, there are two parts in terms of experience, right? One is knowing how the system works, or knowing a lot of data, or having a lot of context.
Right.
And second is building the judgment over the years.
Yeah.
With experience, finding that knowledge or information that is getting more commoditized. Right now, everybody will have that information to pull from. The judgment part, which comes with experience, it's still unique and important.
Yeah.
So experience is important if you are focused on making the right judgment.
Yeah.
So if you have learned on making the right judgment today based on your experience, that's the value that experience bring in.
Yeah.
So somebody who's starting new, I think they need to build that muscle.
Okay, so they need to be good at judgment, is what you mean.
Right. So, and being good at judgment will not come from learning, it will come from practicing.
Practice and
Right.
experience.
So, yeah, build in public. That
Build
we,
in
we
public.
talk
Yeah,
about, right?
it's a cool trend
Right.
nowadays.
Yeah. Build in public is really a right thing to do. Right. Don't be afraid by if somebody calls you like it's bad or it's good, not good, or somebody being critical. Actually, use that. Use that opportunity to gather that feedback where you can improve more. Building in public, improving consistently on that judgment, test, whatever you call it, will be the best way to learn faster, grow faster.
Absolutely, it's a very important insight, because see, there is a lot of hype on internet. Someone comes and says learn about HTML, CSS. Someone comes and says ki AI is getting mainstream, so better you learn about AI, right? So what do you think, what should one learn in AI in order to get good opportunities?
Right. So let me give you a perspective from an interviewer side.
Okay.
Right. So if I'm hiring somebody for a particular role, what I'm really trying to do
Yeah.
is I'm trying to reduce my risk. Right. I don't want to hire somebody who has a lot of potential, but also a lot of risk. If that potential does not turn out, I might have a bad hire, right? Because hiring is very expensive process, very time consuming process for companies. So as a recruiter or as a hiring manager, I will be always looking at safest bet available, and safest bet available can be only proved by proof of work.
Yeah.
Right, and that connects to my previous answer about
So
building in
proof of
public.
work over resumes.
Yeah, so resume gives you like attention,
Yeah.
but resume will not give you job.
Yeah.
Right. So proof of work, like you do content creation, right? Posting on LinkedIn, showing what you have built, showing your knowledge, right? So once somebody gets your profile, right, they start looking at like what you have done through LinkedIn or through YouTube channels, right? That will be the point where you have opportunity to stand out compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. So proof of work will be the thing where people will stand out from competition.
Okay. All right. So, sir, you said MCP. So, could you please briefly explain what MCP is to our audience? To anyone who is a very beginner at AI, don't know much about AI, they are listening these terms often every single day, like MCP protocols. They are listening about RAG systems. Right? So, what exactly is MCP?
Right. So let's step back and think about LLMs.
Okay.
Right. When LLMs are released, they are trained on
Huge
all the
data set.
internet, huge data set, all the internet data set, but they are trained on a data set which is locked in for a particular day.
Yeah.
For example, I trained my LLM for today, right? It knows everything until today, but it doesn't know anything after that.
Yeah.
Also, it knows only the data which is accessible to the internet, which is available in public domain. It doesn't know data about what's happening inside my company or what's happening inside your company, right? Or even inside your life, for example, right? So how we can make AI work with the data that privately held, right? And that's where a lot of these technologies come into picture, right? So if you want AI to work with a static unstructured data, right? RAG is a really good technology. That what happens in that case is like when you ask a question, right? Again, I'm giving very simplified explanation, not exact
No,
technical
no, we just
representation.
want a simple explanation.
Right. So you ask a question to LLM search into that unstructured data. Again, this is only privately held.
Yeah.
It's not used for training it, so it's completely new for it. It searches that data, gets some input, and using those searched input, which is really present in your enterprise data structure or documents, it will form that answer and provide you. That is simplified version of RAG.
Yeah.
But what if your data is not static?
Yeah.
Right? What is it changing dynamically? For example, order entry system.
Yeah. So
Or
that
employee
means it
records.
is changing real time.
Right, it's changing real time. So in that case, MCP will help.
Okay.
Right? Where MCP is nothing but
Model context protocol.
Yeah, it's the long term is model context protocol, but think it like REST APIs.
Yeah.
Right? A tool based on REST APIs, which LLM can work with.
Yeah.
So LLM will invoke that MCP tool to call that app and get the live data in. So MCP usually when you need to connect with the live systems, RAG where you can pull enterprise data which is comparatively static. Again, it doesn't need to be 100% static. You can keep uploading documents and it can still get refreshed periodically. But the mental model I have is like live data MCP is better, comparatively static data RAG is better.
Okay.
If the information is available in public domain, you don't need either.
You don't need either. Yeah. So that means AI is as good as the personal knowledge base it can access.
Yes. So AI is as good as context it knows, right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't have context, enough context,
Yeah.
that's where the hallucinations majorly come in.
Yeah. True.
Right. So if you look at AI's maturity
Yeah.
flow, right? It is growing on two axes.
Yeah.
One is context, right? How much more raw data, raw information
Yeah.
AI can have,
Yeah.
right? And on other side, it's growing on automation. How much more activities AI can do autonomously, right? Without human intervention or human control or human probing it to go in the right direction.
Yeah.
Right? Earlier we had models which were able to run only tasks for a few minutes. Now we have them running for hours, if not days, right? So how long an AI can run without human intervention and still complete that job? That's one axis, which is increasing autonomy of AI.
Yeah.
Second, how much context it can have, and it's growing on both these directions. Again, AGI means AI has all the context that a human expert has,
Yeah.
right? And it's almost 100% of times doing that entire expert level activities for as long as it goes, right?
Yeah.
So that's the highest context and highest autonomy level where the AGI comes. Where we are today, it's very hard to tell because it's very hard to measure how much we need for AGI,
Yeah.
right? If anybody knows that answer, they will be like really valued by both
The next
OpenAI
billionaire.
or
Yeah.
Claude or
Yeah.
people like that, right? Everybody's trying to figure out
Yeah.
how much more we need to reach AGI. But I see like the AI trend will keep continuing in terms of uh, uh, having more context as well as having more autonomy. So
Okay, so sir, why do you think there is mass layoffs happening today? Because there are few companies like TCS, which people trust a lot. They are like, this company will not fire me, right? This company provides the job security, even if it's a private company, right? So how do you look at it? Why do you think there are mass layoffs going on?
that's an interesting question. Many of the times, the reason given for layoffs is about AI replacing humans, right? AI is able to do much more. That's why we don't need enough humans right now. I think there are more to that story. If you go back and think about COVID, right? During COVID, the interest rates were very low, right? And companies used that amount to hire a lot of people in terms of expansion, right? Even everybody started working remotely, so IT-based solutions had a lot of demand,
Yeah.
right? So between 2021 to 23, right, there was exponential growth around IT needs, and that's why IT products and all that. After that, when interest rate became even more normalized or even higher than normalized, it became very expensive for companies to have that huge workforce
Yeah.
to maintain that business, because the demand went down. At the same time, you still have the same level of like engineers hired
Yeah.
working for you. So at some point of time, companies had to rationalize their investment on human resources to make their business make more sense, right? I think that is the main critical reason behind the layoffs. But at the same time, with AI coming in, companies now need to invest a lot. If you think about Microsoft, Google, they are building a lot of these data warehouses, AI
Data
compute, AI
centers.
infrastructure, right? So a lot of their investment going in that direction. If
Yeah.
you think about companies like TCS and all that, they need to still buy the tokens
Yeah.
from these companies. So a lot of their investment also going into AI, right? And how companies can generate that investment without having substantial impact on their balance sheet. So they need to reduce investment in some other area to make space for this investment. And currently, for any IT company, human resources is the highest
Yeah.
investment,
Investment.
right?
Yeah.
So they are trying to rationalize some of that additional investment they have done on human resources, and at the same time divert the investment they have extra in human resources, divert that to more AI investment.
Yeah.
And I think that is the biggest reason for the layoffs. I don't think anybody successfully has proved that a particular role is completely replaced by AI
AI.
today, right? Yeah, of course, there are certain roles where your judgment and accountability was not required, right? So if you think about engineering, right? If you are just a coder, somebody tells you to code this, you code it, where you are not taking the ownership of that output, or you are not putting your own judgment on what is right, what is wrong, what is good enough, right? What is best. If you don't know that, AI can do that easily, rather much
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you mean AI can do the repetitive jobs, repetitive entry level jobs easily, and that is where companies are adopting it.
Uh, I will not call it repetitive, right? Repetitive and entry level only, right? I have seen a lot of entry level engineers who can have really good judgment, really good initiative, really good
Taste.
taste, right? So I will not generalize that. If you are, if you don't want to take ownership, enough ownership of your output, if you are not, if you don't have a really good sense of the output that you are generating is good or bad, right, or how to judge it, then you are easily replaceable with AI.
Okay.
But if you have that awareness of what is good, what is bad, and even when we are using AI, right, if if you are saying yes to everything that AI is generating for you, right, you don't have that test.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you are able to find, okay, AI is not good here, but yeah, this one point is good, you are brainstorming with AI, and together with AI, you are generating a much better output at the end, right? Then you have that test, and then you are still valuable for everyone.
Yeah. So, sir, today we see vibe coding is again a very cool trend.
Right.
People really believe in it a lot. They feel like if I can vibe code, then why I really need to learn coding, right? That's the conception they have in their mind.
Right.
So, how do you look at it? What do you think is the right way to do the vibe coding to get the best output, as you said?
Vibe coding is really a boon for non-tech people who want to build prototypes very fast. Right? For example, non-tech product managers, right? They have a certain idea which can exponentially increase customer experience or have a tremendous value as impacting business outcome, right? They don't now need to wait for engineering to get free to build that next level. They can sort of put their ideas into some vibe coded apps to show somebody, right? But these vibe coded apps are not ready for production,
Okay.
right?
So then why these companies are getting such a huge valuation, sir? If you have seen that recently Emergent has grown a lot. I think that's a unicorn company now. I'm
Right.
not sure about it, but companies, and why are these companies getting so popular?
Right. I think there is still a lot of value in vibe coding. So apart from vibe coding, I will give you another term called agentic coding. Right. Agentic coding is different than vibe coding in that.
There is a trend in the market going on right now ki product managers should also code. The designers should also code. How do you look at it?
I think that's hype. Product managers still need to understand AI and AI based development, right? Like we said, they should be using vibe coding to build prototypes so that they can validate or get feedback on their ideas faster, right? But I don't believe into the trend where people are saying where product managers or designers needs to write production grade code, right? I think there is a value for engineering judgment. We call it quality,
Quality.
right? Engineering needs to check if something is more maintainable. Can that be extended? What is the right architecture? Is it good for security and all that? And that knowledge is still a lot of codified in engineering brains, architectural brains, right? Which AI will not be able to do with simple vibe coding prompts,
Yeah.
right? So I believe because engineering and architecture own that quality code or production grade quality, right? Uh, Product managers and designers are not the right fit to generate the production level code unless they go through that learning cycle. But the real question is, should they learn that, or should they work on things which they are really good at? Right. So I think if you think about product managers, what is their real role? Right. Product managers' real role is to decide what is the right thing to build.
Yeah.
If that is really adding value to their customers, will it be generating a next impact for their business?
Yeah.
Right. And how they can bring that more is not by coding and doing more engineering, where actually engineering is sort of becoming easy, or writing code, generating code at least is becoming easy. Should they generate more code, versus they should be more closer to customers, right? Talking to them, understanding what really problems they have, and building new solutions, right? In my mind, product managers should be, or even designers to some extent, should be more closer to sales and customers.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So
product
they
managers
should-
actually should sit in the sales call and try to sell the features that they have built, right? If they cannot even explain the value of their features to customer to an extent where customer is ready to buy it, right? How they believe like sales will be able to sell it and generate revenue for the business, right? So I believe PMs should actually shift towards customers rather than engineering, especially when generating code is becoming much more cheaper and easier.
Yeah. So, sir, how can one become a PM if a person is not an MBA graduate, or let's say if a person is just a BTech pass out, recently got out of college and is really interested in product management role? I've seen a lot of people. Few of my classmates, they want to become the PM. So how can they be?
The simplest and most important keyword for anybody who's interested in product management is why. Right? Remember, like when we were kids, anybody tells us anything, the first word or the only word we used to ask is why.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody who can go back and get fond of that word again, right? So as a product manager, I believe if there are two words which I use most, is why and it depends.
Okay. So I think, sir, the answer to why is because these people really don't want to get into the hardcore technical roles. You need to practice more of DSA and coding in order to get into this stuff, and that is boring for them. So what they want is, they just simply wants to, as you told, sit with the customer, try to sell it. So they feel like product management is their cup of tea.
I will step back, and if you are choosing something because other thing is hard, you are making a wrong decision.
Yeah.
Right? Everything is hard, right? That reminds me of the conversation that we were having just before this podcast recording is, everything is easy before you start it. Everything becomes extremely hard after you start it. And then it slowly becomes easy as you get more practice, more experience, more exposure to it.
So it's like 0 to 1 is difficult, but 1 to 100 is kind of easy, is what you mean.
0 to 1, 1 to 10 is difficult, right? 10 to 100 becomes slightly easier, right? Because you have experience of doing 1 to 10,
yes.
right? 100 to 1000 becomes much more easier because now you have more experience of building it, right?
Also because you have already developed a lot of resources and a good network by the time you reach 10.
Right.
And then that eventually becomes easier for you to implement further.
Right. That's why, going back to your PM question, is like if somebody is coming to PM because they believe engineering is hard, that's the wrong way to think of it.
Yeah.
But if you want to become PM because you really want to understand why why engineers build something, right? Is their worth or is their work is really valued?
Yeah.
Are they really solving a problem that exists in the world, right? If somebody is really interested in why somebody should do something, right, or what they should do to really generate new value for the world, right, then product management is a really good fit for them.
Okay. So, yeah, how can one become a product manager, sir? How can one get into product management? Let's talk about a 21-year-old
Right.
recently passed out of college.
And the answer doesn't change actually. It's
Okay.
same like how somebody should learn AI, build in public. Same answer for to become product manager, build in public,
Okay.
right?
So, what do you mean by build in public?
So talk to people, identify one problem that you believe is common across multiple of your friends, or a problem that you are facing. Uh, like I will give you your example, right? You were building content,
Yeah.
right, and then you were going through that problem, like how to create your brand presence,
Yeah.
right? And you try to solve that problem for yourself. Now you thought, okay, it's not only me, right? There are a lot of other people who are trying to build their personal brand.
Yeah.
So you try to create solution for all of them,
Yes.
and then you build your service or product around that.
Yeah. So, that is how I started as a freelancer.
Right. And so that is how people should think about, like, try to observe the world, find the common problems that more than 1 or 10 people have, try to generate something which makes that to get that problem solved,
Yeah.
so much so that people will be willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
And then try to build those solutions, try to sell those solutions, try to build product around that. And again, build in public, put it in LinkedIn, put it in YouTube, put it in other social medias. That's where people will understand, okay, you really have that skill.
Yeah.
uh,
So, that is always more valuable, sir, because, like in my case, I got a lot of opportunities just because I started creating content.
right.
I don't have millions of followers. I don't have even lakhs of followers. But I got that lack of reach with my small followers, definitely had something to offer to me.
Right.
And then eventually I connect with people like you when I start creating content, right?
Right.
So that's always, I think, a asymmetric bet. Content
Right.
creation.
Yeah. And that's why, like, currently we probably have lakhs of engineers
Yeah.
coming out of colleges every day, probably thousands of engineers, thousands of MBAs,
Millions pass out every year.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So how you are going to stand out between
Stand
them?
out, yeah.
When we are talking about interviewers, right, they want to reduce their risk. How you are going to prove those interviewers that you are the least risk bait they can take, right, by showing that you have already done something similar.
Something similar. So, sir, do you really think that degree is quite worth today in 2026 when there are a lot of other ways for you to get the right recognition and get placed at the right position? So, do you really think degree matters and one should care about it a lot as compared to the skill sets they are building?
Degree matters, but
Yeah.
not in the way that we think, right? Degree is not success guarantee, right? When we are in 12th or doing something, right, we think about, okay, only if I get into a good engineering college, my life is set.
Yeah.
Don't think that way, right? Degree is a entry ticket, right? Degree gives you a step in the door,
Yeah.
right? So that at least people will take you seriously. So till that level, your degree is important.
Yeah.
Better degree you have, like if you are from IIT, IIM, the door is slightly bigger. But after that, after you enter, it's completely new game,
Yeah.
right? Or even like if you get into the door, right, to make sure like you actually get an entry after that entry ticket or after that door opening, is about how you are able to differentiate against everybody else, how you are generate that trust with the recruiters on, like, this is the right bet for me to take,
Yeah.
right? So all those things will come into the picture.
Yeah. Sir, I think today in 2026, especially when there is a lot of compute maturity, right? Also, the technology is evolving so fast. We see after every 6 to 9 months, the last previous skill is becoming older again. So, when we are in this position where the world is changing very fast, then do you really think that getting yourself involved in the higher education, higher traditional education, like in MBAs or MTechs, do you really think is it worth it, or you should really start building something of your own because you have resources with you?
I think there is not a single right answer for everyone, right? There
It's a
are.
very subjective
It's
question, I
very
know,
subjective question
but still,
because
I want a generic answer because
sure, and I will give you a more broader perspective on that.
Yeah.
People who really want to build,
Hmm.
right? Again, you should have degree in the sense that for people to take you seriously, right? Again, people talk about college dropouts still building a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
uh, in my perspective, they still have a lot of struggle for people to recognize them early on, right? To some extent, having brand name, having brand colleges degree behind. If you look at all the, at least Indian founders, you will find disproportionately larger population coming from IITs and IIMs
Yeah.
compared to everything else.
Yeah.
Why that happens? Because their education background of IIT and IIMs not only prepare them to think in a certain way, it also gives them alumni network.
Yeah.
It also gives them brand name,
Hmm.
right? So those degrees about being an engineer, being an MBA, being in like a designer, right, are still important even for your founder journey. But if you really want to found something, try to practice more than getting a standard education,
Yeah.
right? But if you really want to be an expert of something, right, we still need researchers. We still need those really great engineers who can define what is the right quality. We still need those deep expert business experts
Yeah.
to identify like how to market something perfectly, how to generate business out of something. So I believe there is still value for traditional education, and I'm really glad to see a lot of these educational institutes are trying to catch up with the new trends,
Yeah, they are.
right?
I mean, not every again, because tier 3 colleges operate very differently.
Right.
They are very orthodox in the way they think. So, what I feel is till some extent, tier 1 colleges are adopting
Right.
to it.
Right.
And we also see a lot of modern colleges like new technical schools, Mesa School of Technology, Scalar School of Technology,
Right.
Newton, Masters Union. Good.
Right, and my daughter got into Bachelor of Designing last year.
Yeah.
So I was looking at curriculums of some of these top BTech schools. Uh, with some reference, I was also looking at the educational curriculums from IITs or NITs, and a lot of these are actually looking at how AI will shape the
Yeah.
roles of engineers, roles of designers, and sort of more accommodating and accepting AI rather than thinking, okay, AI is going to change their education model, so we should ban
We should
AI
ban
from
it, yeah.
education. So I'm seeing that openness from the
Community.
more like educational community,
Educational
towards AI, which is really good to see.
All right. So, what do you think, sir, is the future of AI? Because I see a lot of, again, lot of hype. Companies are investing a lot of money. I was reading a statistic recently. I got to know that every year, companies are investing close to $740 billion or something in
Right.
AI maturity, in compute, in GPU setup,
Right.
right? In the AI infra overall. So barely they are making $50 billion of revenue, and they are burning around $17 billion every year.
Right.
So this is the statistic combined of every top AI company we're talking about: Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, Gemini, and all.
Right.
So that simply shows that if a company wants to reach this particular number, that is $750 billion, it's a very tough thing for them,
Right.
right? So how do you look at it? What do you think is the future of it? Are we too optimistic about AI, or is it a bubble which is going to burst in some days? What do you think about it, sir?
Right. So there is a two-part answer.
Okay.
AI as a technology is really useful,
Yeah.
right? We are finding that value,
Yeah.
right? But is that value enough to sustain the financial numbers that you are talking about? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a bubble in terms of building AI infrastructure and training and building these AI models, right? Which is to some extent unsustainable, right? So today, a lot of these valuation of Anthropic or OpenAI is based on premises that enterprise will pay lots and lots of money to use AI and build their applications. But currently, enterprises are sort of struggling to get a wider adoption in their customer base. Like there are products which are getting adopted and all that, but it's not to an extent to justify the exponential increase in their AI cost, right? So all these enterprises are becoming more cautious about how much they are spending in AI. Are they really getting impact of that? So since probably last 2 months, there is a lot of discussion about. Before that, there was a trend about token maxing, right? Because these tokens were very much subsidized by these AI companies. But as soon as that subsidization has reduced or stopped, a lot of companies are talking about value maxing,
Yes.
right? Are we generating the right value with the investment that we have in AI?
Yeah.
And now people will start thinking about, like, do we really need these top age models? Like, do we really need Fable 5 to summarize my document?
Yeah.
Or can Haiku do it?
Yeah.
Right? Or do I really need to go with these close weight commercial LLMs only, or can I use some of these open weight models?
Yeah.
Right? Can I run them in my infrastructure, or can I use more hosted open model service? Right? What security things I need to sort of think about when I'm running my own open weight models? What risk I'm taking versus what value I'm getting? So there is a lot of discussion going on in enterprises to think about how to manage the value versus cost equation of AI. And if it started now, then I already see that these big companies will not be able to get to that 740 billion dollars
they
of
cannot.
right with enterprise exiting. So either they need to find ways to reduce their cost, right, and make it affordable enough for enterprises to stick with them, or I believe that enterprises will move towards short language model, small language models, SLMs, or open weight models, much more broader way, creating breaking that bubble and creating a huge economic downfall in that particular specific market. But AI bubble breaking doesn't mean that AI doesn't remain useful.
Yeah.
Right? I think we cannot go back to a world where AI doesn't exist.
Yeah. It's like during the dot-com boom, a lot of companies evolved, a lot of companies came in the market, but now those companies don't exist, but the technology does.
Right. I will give you a very similar example of that age. Right. When that dot-com bubble started, right, people believe that internet is going to grow at such a vast speed that a lot of companies took a lot of loans and raised a lot of money to build fiber optic cables.
Yeah.
Right, and they built so many of fiber optic cables where only 1% or 2% of that entire network was at use at any given point of time.
Yes.
After dot-com bubble, all those additional 98% of fiber optic cables were unused, right, and they remain unused until AWS and Google Cloud came, and then they repurchased that infrastructure to build their infrastructure over that, right? So whenever the new technology comes, there is always a kind of bubble where a lot of this money gets spent into infrastructure. And currently, I believe at the speed that we are building these data centers, I think that's a very similar story as those fiber optics cables that we laid during dot-com
exactly.
bubble.
Yeah, even I was thinking about it a lot because this number scared me a lot because now companies are investing. A lot of new AI native startups are coming in. Again, a very big term, I know, but still they are kind of positioning themselves as AI native.
Right.
And because of which they are raising a very good valuation.
Yeah, it's very similar to .com, right? Like
Yeah.
anybody has a .com raised money independent of they even having a website. Forget about having a product.
Yeah. So it's like I've seen a trend. If you have a .ai domain as well, companies are investing in you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, sir, we are now listening about this new term in AI, in job market, that is forward deployment engineering,
Right.
or forward deployment engineer. So, what exactly is that term?
Okay, this is a very interesting term, and I think there is So the mental model, right? Previously, we used to build a product, and then when we go and sell that product to companies used to say, okay, I understand this will help me, but I don't know how to deploy it, how to use it,
Yeah.
how to configure it for my own use. And we used to have professional services people
Yeah.
who used to work with the customer team, right, to help them adopt that.
Yeah.
Right. So this is professional services in AI domain, where now AI is great. People understand that AI might have a lot of value for their businesses, but they don't understand how they can apply that AI to business critical processes that my company has. And that's where they need people who understand AI well and also have perspective on how a company workflows are and how those can be redesigned with AI to add more value or optimize cost or become more valuable, right? And those people are now called forward deployed engineers.
Okay.
And I believe like there is still a huge gap, or there are two words. One who understand AI a little bit or to some extent, and other word who just understand AI as a word but do not understand how to really use it,
Yes.
right? And these forward deployed engineers are expected to fill that gap.
So earlier there were few consultancy firms which
Right.
used to consult these companies
Right.
on how to implement AI in their daily workflow
Right.
or automation.
Right.
So now companies are hiring an individual for that, and that individual is called as
Yeah,
the FDE.
yeah, that
Is that the way?
that person doesn't even need to be individual.
Okay.
Right? If TCS is deploying somebody to implement AI process for a company, that person can be called as FD.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's why even you see like OpenAI and Anthropic recently invested into service firms, right? Because they are also seeing that gap. Like we are building AI, and AI is capable of doing certain things, but industry is not able to make use of all those capabilities because they don't know how to.
Yes.
And that's why they are building those services firms where they will deploy these individuals who can do that. And that role is called as forward deployed engineers. Again, company specific, they can give them any title, but actually that's a role, right? They are forward deployed into customer space who will help them deploy AI at a grand scale
Yeah.
to generate the business value.
Yeah, all right. So, sir, what do you think are the really high paying roles today in the AI space? If someone is learning AI, let's say if someone is learning AI in depth in the college or by themselves, then what are those roles they can prepare for which will eventually pay them a very good amount of salary?
Again, I don't look, in the age of AI, I will not look at specific roles,
Okay.
right? I will go with more broader mind and become a more generalist.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't mean specialists do not have a role to play. Right? You need to, again, being generalist helps you be expert of multiple fields and apply your knowledge everywhere. Right? If you are specialist, again, you need to be specialist in one domain and still know a couple of adjacent domain to be more valuable.
So it's like jack of all trades and master of few,
Yes.
is what you mean. Yeah.
Right. Jack of all trades, master of few is good. Jack of all trades and master of none, like is also good.
Is also good.
Right.
Okay.
So jack of all trades, master of none is the generalist.
Yeah.
Right.
Jack
Jack of
of
few is specialist in my mind.
Yeah.
Right. And those also have a role because they will have that judgment specific to their mastery skill.
Yes.
Right. So yeah. So either deep experts or generalist. Right.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, what is your definition of vibe coding? How can one do a quality and productive vibe coding to get better results? Because what people do today is they install an application like Google Anti Gravity. They just ask it to do every single thing, right? It generates the API for them. Also,
Right.
it pushes the code on GitHub also. So it kind of does everything for you, right? That is not the real way of building something, is what I believe. So, what do you think? How can one make the best use of vibe coding for better results?
Uh,
First, you just explain what is vibe coding for
Alright.
general audience.
there could be multiple definitions of vibe coding in everybody's mind. The way I define vibe coding is single prompt engineering, right?
Yeah.
I open any coding app, right? Gave it a prompt like I want to build Facebook's replica, right? Design everything,
Yeah.
think about everything.
Yeah, so this is my dribble picture I took
Right.
from Dribble or Pinterest,
Right.
and just build exactly like this.
Yes. So yeah, I want to build Facebook. Build
Yeah.
it for me. Full stop. Right. So this is very similar to what I have vibe coding picture in my mind.
Okay.
Right. It's good to get first-hand experience on how AI can code.
Yeah.
It's not good for generating any production grade output that customers will actually really use and trust.
Yes.
Right. In yesterday's talk, I was talking about how trust is the most critical aspect
Yeah.
in enterprises. Trust is also critical aspect in for anybody to use anything. Right. Even as a consumer, even though that trust doesn't need to be at level of enterprise, I still should be able to trust Facebook that they are not going to misuse my information.
Yes. Yes.
They will still probably do, but
Yeah.
but I still have some level of trust that okay, the value I'm getting out of Facebook or value out of WhatsApp or whatever the application I'm using is greater than the risk I'm taking with them.
Yes.
Right. And that's
So
why
you
we
mean
use it.
AI is really good at like writing your boilerplate front end code, or let's say it's very good at writing your
It
React
doesn't
code,
need to be front end. It can even write back end or APIs and everything.
but you can't
right?
depend on
Yeah, but it's not trustworthy yet. Because currently AI is still not at level of AGI, right?
Okay.
Right, where when you tell them to build Facebook, right, it will try to it will probably mean or assume it like an app which looks like Facebook or app like works like Facebook, but there is no critical documentation available like what is the security guardrails of Facebook, what
What if a lot of users come in?
Right.
And
how scalability issues,
scalability issues.
governance issues. Like if somebody
Security
posts hateful
protocols.
message on Facebook, like how Facebook handles that. That information is not either directly available or AI will not think of researching all that just because you asked it to build Facebook. Right. And that's where that gap is. Right. As an engineer or as a builder, I need to know that when I'm thinking about social media app building, I need to think about these 10 different verticals. Right, and give them very clear guidance to that AI on how to think about those, how to design for those, how to test those when the app is ready. And that's why we want to say like what AI native in my mind is like it have 360-degree context view, right? Because it doesn't have that 360-degree context view, it will do good job in specific domains like UI probably, in APIs probably, but it will not be able to think about everything else, right? And human needs to know what all it needs to think, right? And when now if you think about a person who knows everything and builds the right guardrails, build right the systems around that and make AI build something which is production ready, I will call that as like agentic coding.
Okay.
Right. Where human expert is using AI to generate a production level grade app, right?
Okay.
So again, I'm not sure if that's how people define agentic coding, but that's my definition of agentic coding, and that's how I see vibe coding different than agentic coding.
Okay.
Where you have an engineer who have real good taste about quality, driving that flow rather than somebody just blindly trusting AI to do something.
Yeah. We are also concerned about the security of it, right? So, what do you think? What do you think about cyber security and that domain of engineering?
Yes, I think cyber security is going to be very critical, right?
So that's like the next big wave. Can we say that after AI?
It's not after
technology?
AI; it's actually with AI.
With AI,
right? Because AI is also weapon. AI is a weapon, right? And it can be used on both sides.
Yeah.
Right. Already, some of these AI companies are using it for their own marketing, right?
Yes.
That an attacker used their algorithms or their LLMs to crack certain things.
Yes.
At the same time, the defense, cybersecurity experts are using AI to build a new protection or identify those vulnerabilities faster and resolve them faster.
Yeah.
So, cybersecurity is actually a very serious trend going on even before AI, right? Where earlier people weren't caring as much about. Around 2020, 2021, 2022, the speed of vulnerability detection, right, has increased. People are, especially in enterprise software, people are very serious about how many vulnerabilities your software has. They are asking timelines on how soon you can quickly resolve them and all that. So yeah, cybersecurity trend was prominent even before AI. It's getting even more prominent and serious with AI. It will get exponentially more prominent if quantum becomes reality.
Okay. Speed of learning is again becoming a very important thing now. So how can one increase the speed of their learning?
Right. And there are two things about one, focus, right? Decide what you want to be. So again, going back to the discussion that we had, if you want to become jack of all trades, right, identify what skill set you want to build for whatever your interest
Yes.
is. Take one thing, spend certain amount of time getting to the left that you want to get, complete that, then move to the next.
Yes.
At any point of time, you should have a focus on one particular thing. Don't try to learn 10 different things simultaneously, but learn one thing and then move on to the next and then move on to the next, and that way you will keep expanding your knowledge. If you want to be expert of one, right, then focus is the only game. But at the same time, like, think about how AI can help you to learn faster. Right, there are tremendous tools, opportunities, media. Right, I had one bad habit. Right, if I start a book, I cannot leave it aside until I finish it, even though I didn't like it.
Okay.
Right, or if I start watching a YouTube video, right,
You
I cannot
have to
stop.
finish it.
I have to finish it. Right, probably that's coming from how I grew up. Right, finish it before starting something else. But I don't consider myself perfectionist.
Okay.
I'm more experimentalist.
Okay.
But yeah, like sense, like I need to complete something to feel that sense of accomplishment, right? I think that was very important for me. But that was one of the roadblocks for me to learn faster, right? Now I try to decide, like, is it worth my time? Am I getting more value by going through this completely, versus I now understand what it means, so I can actually skip it. So again, put that judgment into practice. Is like, what is the right time you need to give to generate the value from that particular resource, right? Use AI to summarize videos, summarize documents, summarize PDFs, right? Build notebook LM, right? Build quick videos or small podcast for yourself based on a particular topic. Use Perplexity to do a lot of that research. Put that documents into notebook LM to generate those topics. So there are a lot of permutation and combinations you can do with these tools to increase the speed of learning. But at the end, your focus and your efforts towards that focused activities and practice, right? Those are the two things to learn fastest. You can read a lot of things, you can listen a lot of things, but until you put that into the practice, your learning is always incomplete.
All right. So, sir, what do you think are the dead careers?
Right. So I will give you an interesting trend, right? We had so many technological evolutions, right? But the only role that completely vanished from the industry is lift operator. Every other role has changed, but not completely got removed, right? So if you think about stenotyper, right? They used to like listen to probably that also stenotyper, yeah. So they used to come to your office. Their like boss used to give them, okay, write this email to this person, this. They used to like shorthand, get all the notes, then go and type everything on their typewriter, get boss sign, and then they used to send it. A lot of these activities got shifted to the boss now, right? Now boss can directly write on their computers, draft that email, send it themselves. But stenographer's role, did that completely go away? No. It got evolved into personal secretary. Now personal secretaries manage calendar for that particular executive, or do hotel bookings, cab bookings, stuff like that. So that activities where the boss used to spend unnecessary time, right? That can got delegated to these new personal secretaries, which usually, which in past were stenographers. Right. So many of these roles are changing, but not completely vanishing.
Yeah.
Right. If you think about in our company, we have document writers. Now AI can generate documentation of any new feature or code very easily. But does that role completely vanish? No. These guys are now generating marketing videos or identifying frameworks on how that documentation should be written, and then training those AI agents to generate those documentation in the right way, so that it follows the standard that we have on our documentation, which is easy for our customers to understand and digest. Right.
Yes.
So the roles are not completely vanishing in my mind. They are changing. They are shifting.
Okay.
Right. And they are mostly shifting towards how AI can make them better, and having this judgment, test, and ownership around those roles.
Yeah. So from this, I remember once the NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said this thing, that AI is not here to replace the humans, but AI is to make humans superhumans.
Right.
It's here to make humans better at their work.
Right.
So yeah, that pretty much answers everything that people have around AI will replace me or what, right?
AI can only replace you if you let it. If you have a confidence that yes, anything can replace me, but to replace me, my company needs to spend much more than they are paying me as a salary.
Okay.
Right, you're safe.
So once I shared on Instagram, asked people that I'm hiring for this profile. If you would like, you can reply me, right? You can DM me. So one boy came in my comments and he's like, "Bro, I can work for you." So I was like, "What skills do you have?" So he was like, "I have all those skills which AI can do." I was like, "All right." So
Yeah, on a similar note, I just read one LinkedIn post today. It's like Anthropic is hiring a software engineer for $750,000 per year.
Yes.
And then somebody commented, "Oh boy, why they are not using Fable 5 for this?"
Yes, I think automating your operational workflow is something that companies will definitely pay for, because recently we started creating a voice agent, as I told, right?
Right.
So that voice agent is not just another voice agent which is better at speaking on calls. So the architecture is in-house developed, as I told, and because of this architecture, we are able to reduce the prices, and that is why we are able to charge the best price in the market. Right. So the architecture, what it essentially is focused on is so that consuming less tokens and using as less compute power as we can. Right. So that the costs will be broken down and we can charge it for the client. So that way, AI really becomes useful for them.
Right.
It's not just that okay, you have the product but we can't afford it. It's not like that.
Right.
So whatever we built is really, right now we've seen a lot of demand. I created a video, 11,000 views, not much, but from 11,000, really quality leads reached out to me saying that your product is really useful, we want that. So from that I saw that automating the sales funnel as much as you could can get you a lot of revenue.
It's not only sales funnel, right? So you can take any one workflow and improve it. If I take an example, right? In IT industry, we know AI a little bit, right? I'm not saying like the penetration is 100%. Everybody is like now expert in AI, but if you go little bit beyond IT industry, go to manufacturing, go to accounting firms, right? Go to government offices, go to pharma, right? There will be workflows which can be improved a lot using AI, right? But because either these guys do not have yet enough exposure to AI to think about how to do it, or even if they have exposure and they see that it can happen, right? They need somebody who understands both sides, like somebody who understands AI, somebody who understands those workflows better to actually implement it, like the definition we were talking about, forward deployed engineers. Right? There will be tremendous opportunities like that across the market, across the verticals, right? Just identify one niche problem that you can solve well and build in public.
Build in public. Yeah, it's a very good advice actually. Build in public. I don't think people were very clear about this definition, build in public, as much as I know. But this podcast have answered it very well.
Like great that you are asking those questions.
Yeah, right. And obviously your balanced approach of looking at things is what makes many things clear, because people are always talking about extremes of any case.
Right. And I think this is a problem with our current social media, that unless you have a like very contrarian view, you don't get views, you don't get likes.
Exactly.
The problem with today's social media is like unless you have more contrarian view, right? You don't get likes.
Yeah.
So people are obviously taking those contrarian views and extreme viewpoints
Yes.
about opinions. And
Yeah, to
even
gather
though
the
they-
audience and attention, because
Right,
that's a
yeah.
very big economy,
Right,
attention economy.
right,
So that is true, sir. And because of that, you know, a lot of misinformation is being spread on internet.
right,
And like, look at the people. I was reading a strategy to grow on social media. There was something called as ECG. So that means evergreen, controversial, and growth related content that works a lot.
right.
Right. So evergreen content is like something that doesn't work a lot. Controversial works a lot. Like, you take some controversy, talk about it, and growth related content also works a lot because you are selling a dream over there.
Right.
Right. So what I like about you and what I like about you speaking on podcast is your approach is always balanced.
Like
Yes.
audience is preferring that extreme viewpoints, and that's why people are creating that.
Exactly.
So my guidance to young folks is like, don't take anything at face value when they listen or hear on internet, right? Apply your own judgment, and judgment is going to be extremely valuable skill in AI world.
Exactly.
So apply your own judgment to even think like, does it even like looks good? If it's too good to be true, it's not true.
Sir, what do you think about the companies adopting AI? Till what extent are they really adopting AI, or is there still a lot of gap to fill?
There is some gap to fill.
Okay.
So almost all companies have started adopting AI, right? Initially, it started more like an optional for their staff. After that, it became more mandatory for their staff. I think in most of the organization, 30-40% of engineers, if I say that, are using AI extensively. There will be again 30-40% which are using AI moderately, and there is only last 10% which are more irregular or not using AI, right? But yeah, AI adoption is increasing. It's to some extent also forced. That's where the token maxing concept came in, where people were encouraging people to use AI. Like I said, after the discounts on the AI tokens has lifted from these large companies, now companies are becoming more cautious on how to spend those tokens wisely. They are not completely cutting down, saying that, okay, don't use AI anymore. They understand that AI is still reality and they need to use AI.
Yeah.
But now they are finding ways to optimize AI and thinking about value versus cost around AI investments as well. And you will see a lot of trends changing there on like open weight models or small language models or using right model for right task kind of approaches. There are a lot of open source tools around how you can reduce your token usage for the same quality and same work, right? So I think those open source projects are also getting really popular these days. But yeah, like there is adoption going on. Unfortunately, it's still at adoption level. It's not reflected significantly into impact level yet.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of these leading thought leaders of AI are now focusing on, is like, okay, now my company is adopting AI, but how I'm going to measure the impact of my AI usage or AI in my products to say that, okay, if I'm investing so much in AI, actually AI has helped me generate this much of revenue or this much of profitability. I think that's the next biggest problem that enterprises are thinking of. They are running behind because they don't want to left behind from this technological shift, right? Everybody's learned about Nokia story, Sony story, Kodak story, right?
HP and all.
HP and all. So nobody wants to be the next story,
Yes.
right? So everybody understand that they need to adopt that technology, but adopt to what outcome, right? I don't think everybody has figured out that yet.
Yes. Right. So, sir, one last question I have for you, that we see there is not much AI research in India. How can a student get into AI research if they want to in India?
That's a good question. I think there are a lot of new age startups actually thinking about it. India do not have a problem about brain, right?
So, because I think, sorry for interruption, I think in India, the innovation is not much supported by the higher authorities, which makes difficult for anyone to get into AI research, because research doesn't make you money as much as the implementation makes. Until and unless you get funded by right people to do that work with the free mind and with the freedom, uh, that is not what I think is supported, and that is why we are quite behind in this
Yeah,
market.
I understand. Like the India's total investment in the research is comparatively less than other companies or other countries, right? But if you think about leading institutions, right, IITs, IIMs, NITs, right, they have their professors doing research. They actually get grants on research, right? If you really have a research interest, you need to choose a career path in that way,
Yeah.
right? Uh, you don't probably find a lot of leading enterprises putting a lot of money on research, right? Research mostly is education institute phenomena for India than industry. But being said that, there are also a lot of new startups doing research, right? You might have heard about Skyroot,
Yeah, Skyroot,
right?
wonderful.
It's not possible that they launch a rocket without research,
Yeah, obviously.
right? In yesterday's
Meeting.
right,
We had a
Ashmit.
19-year-old,
Yeah, we had
doing
Ashmit
great
who was
job.
doing like foundational LLM research.
Yeah.
We have Sarvam AI here, like they are building their own models. So
Yeah.
even new age startups and industries also are also doing research.
Yeah.
It's like if you really want to get there, you need to prove them that you are the right bet for them.
So just tell me the skill sets along with the hard and soft skills.
Most of the AI usage will be on application side rather than foundational LLM training side, right? For most of your audience, the roles that they will get is knowing AI well enough to build valuable products using AI, how they can improve somebody's life, somebody's workflow by redesigning it using AI,
Yeah.
right? So more experience, knowledge, skill set they can build on it would be extremely useful. The second section about model training and all that, that's where you need to use AI, ML, and the ML workflows and stuff like that. For most of your audience, it will be an application side and thinking about how AI can simplify somebody's life or somebody's workflow or somebody's particular task and stuff like that.
Yes.
And on soft skills, judgment, taking initiatives, building in public, right?
All right. So
Building is public not really soft skill,
soft
but
skill. Yeah, it's a part of it.
it's part of showing that you are capable of doing something, right? Even before somebody asks you.
Right.
Yeah, so that's about my answer on that, right? But actually, you are building quite a lot of things around AI these days, right? You can probably give that as an example for your audience to
Yeah. So
understand. Yeah.
at the implementation stage, right now in our company, sir, we have a team of 17 people, right? And out of those 17, 10 are the main people who are working on the architecture part, who are working on the real product development part. So when I started as a freelancer. I was editing videos for YouTubers, and then after that, I saw a thing that these creators have distribution, they have good number of followers, but they don't have many other revenue sources which they can easily unlock. Just because they have followers, they can unlock those ways, and that is true. So I tried to ask them to start some business. So I asked them, why don't you get into e-commerce? Why don't you start something of your own? And many of them listened to me, and that were my initial clients for the IT thing which I pivoted from content management.
Okay.
Right. So that way, I was first editing videos, then I changed my role from editing to creating websites with HTML, CSS, MERN stack.
Right.
So I was doing that. After that, I realized कि AI is going to be mainstream. AI agents के बारे में हम बहुत सुन रहे थे मार्केट में. तो I started learning about it. I started learning about LLMs. I started learning about fine-tuning LLMs.
Right.
And that way, I kind of build an agent which was a very email respond automated email respond automating agent,
Right.
which I sold to YouTubers because they get a lot of emails, brand deal emails and all.
Right.
So I told them, use this mail, you don't have to answer your own mails. AI will itself read it, it will have the context, and once it reads it, it will reply in your tone, the way you write it, right?
Right.
So I took few data sets of the way they write, the way they answer, and then AI used to do it for them, and they liked it so much. Then I realized, why don't we build such many products? Because by that time I was just selling services. and I am really that capitalistic minded person. If I'm into something, if I'm building something, then that should unlock me revenue opportunities.
Right.
That should unlock me some money. So I realized what is the market, what is something that I can do, which can be like my own IP,
Right.
right? So what I did is I basically thought of creating some SaaS products for enterprises, but I was not getting a right area to build in. I was very confused about it. So what I saw is I was reading about this Regi and Class Plus. So how they become so big,
Right.
and I realized during COVID time, these people built one single application and started selling that application to YouTuber teachers who were
Right.
teaching online.
Right.
Those teachers who were teaching in Physics Wala, an academy, they had their own application. So what this Class Plus did is they built a white labeled app. They just built it once and started selling it multiple times. Now that company's founder has started a new engineering college called as Polaris School of Technology. Just by selling those applications with a valuation of 500 crores, that company is so big now.
Right.
And that company has started another company, which is an engineering college. So that was the motivation, but I was not getting. Also, I got a gym client. So that person owns gyms. And that person pays 10,000 rupees annually for that gym software subscription. And we built that application. So we asked for 1 lakh rupees to them. We said, sir, this application is very, very good. You can use it. It's better than what you are using, because your data will be with you, right? Whatever you are using from that other SaaS company, that data will be again owned by that company. And
Right.
that is the reason why they are charging you so less. But we can't give you at that price, because everything takes time to build.
Right.
So we asked for 1 lakh rupees, and that person was like, I'm getting it for 10,000. Why
Right.
should we pay you?
Right.
So I saw, like, I was scared. What is something that I should build, because there is a lot of competition. Prices are already down.
Right.
And how can I make money? So then I realized, why don't we? I got a photographer client, and that photographer wanted an application. He is a premium photographer. So he wanted an application. What we did is we sold 500 GB of storage to him at a very low price, and he liked it so much. Then that was the space which I think there are not much companies solving the problem for photographers. So we built something called as Pixara, and that gave us good revenue. We built it once, we started selling it.
Right.
And similarly, I realized, how can AI be helpful there? Then after wedding, photographers take a lot of pictures in wedding. So let's say you want only your pictures out of every picture. Then we build this AI face recognition in that application.
Right.
So you just go scan your photo, all your photos will be listed over there. So that way, that photographer liked it so much, and we built mobile application, storage, and face recognition at 15,000 rupees
Wow.
with Android app. And if you want an iOS app, that's for 40,000. So that way, that worked a lot. But after that, I realized what is the other use case. Then we built this voice calling agent, Speaksy.
Right.
Right. So for STT, we are using SonyOx as the speech to text, and LLM is Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite as the brain, and for TTS it is Cartesia and Servam. So these are the two things,
Right.
and rest architecture is self-developed. So that is how that voice agent also got a good recognition for us.
Rather, we should actually do a reverse podcast, right? Where like
No,
I will
yeah.
interview you, and because you also have a lot of practitioner approach
Yeah.
to your things,
I'm just
right?
practicing to speak on camera because I'm camera conscious. You might have realized
Right.
it. What we do is basically we build the AI products for enterprises. Right now, majority of our clients are real estate companies, and the other clients we have are these people who basically own medium enterprises, like the gym business and I told you. All right, sir. It was very insightful discussion with you, and thank you so much for your time. I know it's a busy day for you, but you found out some time. And then now I would like to do the next second part as well. Whenever we get the time in the future,
Sure.
we'll talk about cyber security. There, we will talk about more interesting topics. By that time, whatever is in the trend, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah, and thank you, Ayush. Thank you for inviting me. And
yeah, it's also I guess it's also the first time for me to talk in this depth about AI to anyone on the podcast, which I recently started.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to help you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yes.